up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here with me. And Armani White is here.
And Big Blanco is here, yes.
Big Blanco.
Armani and Big Blanco.
I feel like that could be like a name for a cologne.
Yeah, no, see, that's what I need. I need to get my Big Blanco spray, and then get my Big Blanco body butters. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think
what would your fragrance be? Like, what would the notes be?
I think it need to be like, it gotta be one of them words that's just like a buzzword, like bergamot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, yeah, see?
Okay.
I've been studying.
I would never even know that word, bergamot.
I didn't expect him to say that.
Yeah, see, I be paying attention. I don't spray it, but I be paying attention. I know what I'm doing.
No, we were having a whole conversation about perfumes and colognes before we started. He's like, he's not grown enough to wear cologne yet.
Nah, I'm not there yet. I'm a candle guy though. Like, I for sure light a candle. I do anything that smell good. I like things that smell good. I just don't know how to, and I don't want to be the person that's like, ugh, why you got so much of that on?
At what age are you gonna start wearing cologne officially?
Like 35.
Wow.
I got a while.
I
feel like you should start a little earlier than 30.
You gotta help me. You gotta ingratiate me into the culture. Like, I can't, because I don't want to do it myself. I don't want to do it myself, and then because people don't tell you if you smell like you're doing too much. They don't tell
A
you.
woman will be like,
You got to know the spritz, like spritz.
or walk into it.
No, I don't know if that's
Okay.
You spray it and walk into it?
I don't. I do.
Yeah,
because some of it is very expensive.
It is.
Yeah, right.
So you don't want to waste it either. Spray it in the air and walk into it.
And I don't want to buy something super expensive and stink. Like, ain't nobody gonna tell me it stink. They just like, oh, okay.
I like to just buy what's popular,
But you don't want to smell like everybody, too.
Well, then you won't stink.
See?
There are some fragrances that I think are staples, that are solidified.
What's the ones I need to go for?
I think Tom Ford is always good.
Tom Ford smell good.
And they have so many different ones. So I think from that collection, you can be like, I like this one.
My manager smell like Tom Ford, so I don't want to smell like my manager. That's the whole
but
thing.
there's a lot of different ones. There's like Tuscan leather. Then there's like a whole bunch of different.
Can you tell the difference?
Like orchid.
Tobacco vanilla. Yeah. I use electric cherry.
You like that one? Yeah, I like that too.
And you can mix them too.
Oh, see, I ain't know that. I ain't see, and then
let's talk about you first. I know. This was just a conversation we had. I thought it was interesting because I was saying I didn't really start wearing it every day. Well, I still don't wear it every day, but not till I got a little older too.
Yeah, I wear lotion.
Yeah, you wear lotion. Yeah.
I got my lotion.
At least we know he's not ashy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I wear lotion with my body butters. I do all that, and I be on my self care thing, but like not. I just don't do the
scents.
Yeah. I'm not there yet.
Well, let's talk about you for a second. You're from Philly.
Yes, West Philly.
And we actually have Friday up here.
Yeah, shout out to Friday. That's
and
my
he's on the EP as well.
Yes, for sure. Uh-huh.
I feel like this EP could have been an album.
What it really was I was traveling so much in the past 9 months. I could have never forecasted the amount of blessings and things that happened for me. Mm-hmm. So it was like, I gotta put some music out. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was like so much time was going on. So I was like, okay, let me collect the records that I really, really feel good about. And we started making the album. So there were songs that we were gonna put on the album that I was like, nah, just give them to him right now.
Right.
Like, just give them those records right now. And while we're still finalizing what this album is going to be, that's why it says Road to Casablanco. It's like, while we're getting Casablanco together, let's give them Road to Casablanco.
Like a little tease,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah. And then Billie Eilish, obviously that song really, really blew up.
Yes. It did good. It did all right.
That's crazy on TikTok.
Yeah, it did. It did okay.
So when you did that, because that's a sample, right, from Nori on there. Mm-hmm. So then how does that work? Because we've been watching Ed Sheeran in court and seeing all that happen. Yeah. So was that something that you did that and then you were like, oh, this is taking off. Now I got to clear it? Or how does that work?
I knew nothing about any of this stuff before I did. Like when I did it, it went viral and I was like, okay, I can't release this because of the sample thing. I wanted to just be like, I asked for forgiveness later, but then I was like, it became a moment where it was like, the song was growing so popular that I was like, I just thought to myself, like, if this happens, granted it did, but I was like, in my head, if this happens, it's going to be really, really big. I don't want to minimize it because I was being anxious or being like desperate or being eager to get it out. So you got to go through the sample process, which is like you send a carrier pigeon out, they drop the mail off eventually. It's such this really old antiquated process. It took like 2 or 3 months to get it finally done.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of worry.
Imagine me fighting with like a bunch of 10-year-old kids on TikTok. Like, no, the song is coming out. Yeah, they like, yo, your momentum is dead. All this, like,
No, they did not tell
they
you
was
that.
cooking me. They was killing killing me every day on TikTok. I'm fighting with 10-year-old kids. They like
don't care either.
Yeah, you know they
rough.
They say a 10-year-old tell you your momentum is dead.
Yeah, like your momentum is done. Your window is closed. They like, man, it's over. We don't want this song no more. And I'm just sitting there. I'm in my bedroom like, nah, like listen, just give me one more week. Like, so yeah, like.
So it popped before you got it cleared.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did Nori reach out to you at all?
Yeah. So well, he didn't reach out. I seen him at Something in the Water, the festival, and I was
that's
like,
recent.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
no,
the
last
last
year.
one.
Yeah. I seen him last year, and I was like, yo, appreciate you for letting me use the sample. He said, what are you talking about?
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, hey, I heard he ain't really feeling the sample things too much. So I was like, appreciate you for letting me use the sample. And he's like, what sample? And I was like, Billie Eilish. And he said, oh, I love that record. So I was one of the the exceptions of the rule. But afterwards, Nori jumped on the remix with Luda and Busta.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like it's been cool. Like the whole trajectory of the record, like seeing it go where it went and being embraced by everybody that's been a part of it has been really cool.
Whose idea was that remix?
Man, a label. I ain't even want to do. No, I'm playing. Nah.
That's a big deal, though.
Yeah.
Those are legends.
For sure. We had originally we were supposed to do a few different remixes. And then some of them like it became another like clearance process again, which was like a headache. But that one was the one I just fought for because it was like if all of them fall through, this is like a personal thing for me. Like I grew up watching Ludacris. I grew up watching Busta Rhymes. Like that record with Nori was just like a really big record for me as a kid. So it was like, yo, this has to happen. If nothing else happens, this has to happen.
Who are some people you grew up listening to in Philly?
Philly. So I mean, it's like Roots, obviously. There was a DVD era when I was a kid. There was like State Property.
We had that DVD era too.
Yeah. We had a DVD era. It was like at the time it was a rapper called Reed Dollaz, was a rapper called Joey Jihad, and Meek was obviously on the DVDs. Those are like the three big names that I was watching on the DVDs. But then also like State Property, like that was inescapable when I was a kid. Like everything that they was doing. And then like I said, like just that neo soul moment, like the Music Soul Child, Jill Scott's, like all of that was just like. It just shows you all the different verticals you could be, you could do and be from Philly, be an artist from Philadelphia. So it's all inspired.
I saw an interview where you talked about actually running into Black Thought at I think it was at the Roots picnic.
Yeah.
And feeling like, damn, he know me.
Nah, that's I seen him. He does the mixtape. He do the Black Thought mixtape where he just be freestyling over it. Like it's kind of like bullying. He'll bring like a big artist on stage and then they'll just play all of their songs, but he'll leave an open verse and then Black Thought just runs the open verse for like a 32 bar every time he plays a song.
He can go for a long time.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
Yeah, so
time.
right. I caught him either right before or right after, and I'm walking up to be like, yo, what's up, man? I'm Armani. Wait, he said, nah, I know you. He's like, yo, you killing it right now. And I'm like,
that's sweet.
I'm just stuck. Like,
That's sweet.
Right.
I mean,
You are so sweet.
that's dope. I don't know.
Right. Yo, imagine me saying it to Black Thought. Wow, how sweet of you, sir. Like, Nah, it's been dope though. Like, cause ever since then he's called me like, yo, that's baby bro. Like anytime he speaks about me, like even we just did Jimmy Fallon and they had to fly to LA for Grammy weekend. But he was like, nah, I stayed, make sure I stay down, just to see you perform. Like all of it, it's just been like it's been really cool because I think everybody from Philly, like in that generation, you talk about Black Thought, you talk about me. When I was just in Abu Dhabi, me and Jazzy Jeff, we was up from like 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. just talking, like, but everybody has been embracing me as like, yo, you are the next thing from Philadelphia. You're the next person that we all putting our hands in and saying like, pause. But we're all putting our hands on the shoulder of, and being like and lifting up.
That's so sweet.
I was like,
Literally. Do you feel pressured, coming from Philly and you have all these, legends that are from Philly? And there's, is there pressure now for you?
It's not so much pressure. It's real. Like I like how genuine it feels. Like it's like because I never had to step out of my shell or be anybody that I wasn't, because like people from Philly understand me, especially the people who are close by me understand me as like, yo, I was this person in the neighborhood. Like I was, like not saying in a bad way, but like just like a kid from the neighborhood, and I grew up inspired by all these different things, and this is like the result of that. This is the result of like being outside, but also being inside, growing up in the internet age, but also like, running around on the street. Like, so it was just like, this is the amalgamation of that. And
best of both worlds.
Yeah. And I don't have to like front about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't got to create this like falsified character that, I'm just myself. Like I'm still, I still outside. I eat cereal the same way, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like I still do all the same things. So it's fun for me.
Now the hair, right? Let's talk about the beat because that is a signature look of yours.
Yes,
so that's something that everybody sees you and they know.
I need to get a new hairstylist actually, but yes.
Why? What happened?
We broke up.
What? No, hold on. Now back up because you seem hurt because that's hard to break up with
it's tough now too because like I'm a person, so like I can't just pull up everywhere and just go get my hair done. Like we had a little, we had a long-standing hair relationship, but we split up recently. It was just like I don't know. It just kind of got weird. It got
why? What happened?
It just it was a lot of things. It was a lot of things that like that happened outside of hair that just made it kind of messy. It kind of affected. It went into like my actual relationship. Like me and her split up. And then those two were connected, so then it was it just got messy.
So now you break up with your girl,
yeah,
break up with her friend too.
Yeah, well, I knew my stylist before I knew her, but they became friends.
Oh, she took the side.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a tough one, though.
That is tough because now you got to break up. Now you got to wear the bandana because the roots aren't right.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I gotta find somebody. I might just start coming out to New York to get my hair done. Like, but it was cool though. Like I could pop up whenever I wanted to get my hair done. Like.
Which breakup was harder?
Probably the stylist. Probably
the stylist, right? You lose a lot more with the stylist. I'm like,
that's visible.
It's a bad time to break up for her too, because like things are really on the.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I gotta try to stick it through.
Yeah.
Right. I feel. Did you mess up?
What I'm gonna mess up on?
I'm just asking.
I'm perfect.
I'm just asking for accountability.
Nah. I didn't mess nothing up. I ain't messed nothing up. It was me. Just that's my thing. I'm too busy to mess up right now. Like I was popping in, doing trying to be everything that I could be. But I just had to make the best decisions and be like I stuck it out for as long as I could, and I was just like. Yeah, this ain't really, I wish I would have, like people find their next job before they leave the last one. I wish I would have found the next hairstylist before, but.
Or you could have found the next girlfriend before the,
you find the next girlfriend.
As our girl Jessie Reyes would say, right? Get over her by getting under me.
Shout out to Jessie. Shout out to Jessie. Hey, that's crazy. That's a crazy line.
It's kind of real sometimes.
Yeah.
How is the tour?
The tour was great. Jessie great. Me and her ran around like we did yoga. That was hilarious.
Nice. Were you doing downward dog and all that?
She was doing it. Pause. But nah.
I saw a guy on the street the other day just doing yoga outside by himself. But he was extremely flexible. Yeah. He was just a regular. He had a suit on.
Only in New York.
Yeah.
I guess I'm flexible.
He's very uncomfortable admitting this.
I said pause. She had a straight face. I say I'm flexible. Then she won't laugh. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't even beat. No, I'm playing. No,
he's uncomfortable letting us know he's flexible.
Nah, I'm comfortable. I'm definitely like I can do my yoga poses. It was just like I'm goofy. So like you turn over and Jessie's like super serious, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we just trying not to laugh the whole time. But it was tour was great. Tour her audience is real. Like they really in tune with Jessie. It's like they like she's speaking through their soul kind of thing. So for us, we was just running out doing the same thing, having fun, just like opening the world up for them. And like I mean, it's a lot easier now knowing like. If I'm performing for a different audience, like I'm like, okay, I can kind of morph my set into what will work for that audience. My first time going on tour, I want to say I was like 18. I opened for Big Crit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's dope.
I'm like 18. Big Crit's probably like 30, 35 or something. I don't know his age, but what I do know is I'm jumping out on stage with 18-year-old energy. We throwing water in the crowd, and like these people just getting off work.
I gotta go to work in the morning.
Yeah. Listen, I tell you, my DJ
just throw water.
My DJ threw water in the crowd, missed the crowd, and got it all on their keyboard.
Ooh.
That was our first and last show on that tour.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Oh my goodness.
Are you serious? That was it?
We was out. We was out.
I know you was tight.
I went right back to Philly. It's funny to think about it now, but back
I know
then,
you was devastated.
What? That was Saudi. I was like, I had already planned out my next 2 weeks. Like, all right, we gonna be. Nah, it was over.
Do you get paid on that tour? Because I know sometimes being a newer artist and opening for people, it's just for the look.
Yeah, it was literally for the look. And so, I mean, like, like we probably saved some money.
Yeah. Well, what was your first check that was when you were like, okay, now we bringing it in now?
I never admitted this publicly. I did a Doritos competition.
Okay, no, I'm not. Go
Yo,
ahead.
it was in like 2018, and I remember at the time I had like a little song that just like got like 50,000 streams. I'm like, man, I'm a rapper now, and but I didn't have rapper money, and I wasn't signed or anything. So my guy was like, yo, they're doing a competition. One of the judges is your homie, and I'm like, man, I can't do it. He said it's for 50 bands.
I'm there.
So, man, let me pack this suitcase. I'm like, I'm mad about it too. Let me pack this suitcase, man. And I went out there. We did that competition. And I got that 50. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I came
Honestly,
on with
that's
another 50
life.
piece.
50,000 could be
Yeah.
like a life-changing.
That's nice.
Nah, 50 set me up for a little bit. 50 for sure set me up for a little bit.
Where were you before that? Like, what was happening before you got that 50 bands?
Nothing. I mean, again, I had some songs that had streams, but the streams was like, I don't know how much 50,000 streams is, probably like $200 or something like that. Like, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I had $200. You know,
50,000 is your magic number right here.
Before that, before that, I got in a car accident, and the car accident paid me off. So I had a couple of dollars for the car accident. I was stretching this car accident money. I ain't gonna lie. What? I was living off this car accident money. But yeah, then I got that 50.
And then I feel like just from reading your story and knowing that you've been very open about things that have happened, the fires,
Absolutely,
two of them actually, and then that's a time that you also do have to start over.
Right. No,
after.
no, absolutely. I think that first house fire, I was a kid, where I lost my 4 family members in it, and it was starting over, but it was also like, those are like the moments of your life where you kind of still finding yourself. So I ran outside. I was fighting a lot. I stopped going to school. I was hanging out on the block. I was whatever. I was just trying to be anything. I went through a moment of inflicting pain on others because I felt so much pain inside, and I didn't know how to articulate that. I was like maybe 10, 11, 12 years old, something like that. So that's
understandable. I think anybody that would know your story and know that that happened would say, this is why he's acting out, because he's in a lot of pain. Right.
Well, that was my excuse for myself. It was just like this idea that I can do whatever I want and there's no repercussions because nobody can understand what I'm feeling or what I'm going through. You talking about like I lost everything that I considered close to home, family, other than my mother. It was like, my aunt was my second mom. I spent just as much time over there. My 3 cousins, we talking about kids, like 7 years old, 4 years old. And my best friend at the time was my cousin. So I lost all of that in that fire. I didn't really know how to articulate the things that I was feeling waking up every day. It was just like somebody has to feel this pain other than me. And that was, that I felt that way for a really long time until, I think one of the things that really, really shaped things for me at the time, my mom, she made me start I was the sound engineer at church. And it's like, this is such a small thing, but I would do, on Saturdays, they had me come in and do funerals. And, I'd be in the back playing my Game Boy, like just not paying attention. But a bunch of families is coming in crying, falling over, stuff like that. And one day I'm just watching it, my baby, they're doing the whole thing over the funeral. And I realized I'm so not what's the word I'm looking for? Like disassociated with everything that's going on. It's like, it helped me understand that, like, no matter how deep, how whatever sad it is your story is, how hard, how, rough your pain is that you're feeling, somebody just doesn't care. Right. Like, or somebody, it just can't relate. Somebody, it just does not affect them. Somebody is just not connected to that. And you can live your entire life just thinking like, man, you got to feel my story, or you can just, kind of pick it up and let that fire live through you. And that's what I decided to do at that point. I was like, I need this fire to live through me and not live outside of me and live around me. So that was that first house fire. That second house fire put a lot of things into perspective as well, because I don't know, there was just like, I think it was that moment of realization that like, there's one thing that can happen just like that. Right. And everything can go away. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was working so hard. I was clean. I'm back in Philly, but I'm not doing nothing in the streets. I'm not doing nothing outside. I'm not hanging around this person, that person. I'm doing steering clear. And that one fire, I was in jail. And then, now I'm fighting for my life now.
So they accuse you of arson.
Yeah, they accuse me of arson. And I'm sitting in jail just like, how? Like, I don't get it. Like the guy in the cell next to me, he here because he just got picked up with crack. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, I was just, so it's like, and it helped me, it put it in perspective. I was like, yo, there's one thing you could do that fast that could ruin everything. And when I got out of there, I said, I don't want to let any of these moments slip anymore. You know, I don't want to just be sitting by the wayside like, today, let today go by. I just do it tomorrow. So everything that I ever wanted to do, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to work for it. I had met Wallow around the time too, and me and Wallow started having anytime I would have conversations, I would leave inspired. I was just like, there's no way that I can't do everything that I want to do if he's doing everything that he wants to do. Like,
right.
You know,
Wallow has an amazing story.
He's had way more time taken away from him than I've only been in here for a couple of days. Not even a couple of days. I was in there for like a day. I was only in there for like a day.
That's a long time for me.
That little day was like, oh no, that's enough. Like I'm
cool.
You know, when you sitting there, because when you sitting there, it's like I'm sitting there. They call my name up and they read the charges. My charges was crazy. It was like simple assault, felony by this, and they add things on the list, and they're like, yo, the bail is set $100,000. And I was like, that's time out. And my lawyer's trying to and then at that point you realize like, I don't, when you at that moment where your life, your entire existence is in the, just up to someone else's decision.
Because you don't know what can happen.
Yeah.
You could not have done something. You know how many people are sitting in jail that didn't do anything wrong?
Right. Yeah. And I'm sitting, that's the whole thing. I'm thinking, I called everybody I knew in the industry. I'm like, hey guys, I don't even got nothing to say. I'm just like, I think I might be in jail for a little bit. So y'all still remember me, right? So I was just panicking. And to make it out of how I, to be able to walk away from that, no charges, like they dropped every charge on it. I was like, that's a blessing.
That's a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
Have you went to therapy, or how have you processed all this trauma?
I write about it. I'm very I think I could be very wrong about this, but I know most of the people who I know that go to therapy, a lot of times they have trouble just like articulating themselves and articulating like the things going on within their life. I've always tried to just be an open book as much as possible and talk about everything, because a lot of times, even I used to go to grief counseling, especially with losing friends, losing family. And a lot of the times the answer is already here, but I just need to find the answer. I need to speak out. I need to vocally say the answer. I need to vocally go through whatever's going on in my mind and sort out all my thoughts. So a lot of times I just write about it, or I just talk out loud as much as possible to people who I do look at as, guidance or counseling figures in my life,
And I also know, speaking of your family members, your father.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you lost your father as well, but you did get to spend some time with him. So can you tell us about your relationship with your dad, and even those few months that you did get to be at his side? What were some of the conversations that you had?
Let me tell you why me and my dad had a bad relationship. I blame hip hop. Because nobody had a dad when I had a dad. Soon as my dad passed, everybody's like, kicking it with my old man today. And I'm like, what the dad? Like, where you get a dad from, bro? But no, me and my dad's relationship was it was kind of rocky, just because a lot of which that I think my mom and my dad's relationship was a little rocky, and I just picked a side early on. I didn't understand it. I just picked a side, and I picked a side that I was like, okay, I live with my mom, so she got to be right. As I grew up, I understood things a lot more, not to say that one side or the other, but it was just like, oh, I can see it from both perspectives now. So when he got cancer, I didn't find out until it was deep into it. I didn't find it until it was deep into it, and at that point, I think I just started kind of getting everything going with the music, and I heard little whispers about it, that he might be a little sick, but I was like, one day, when I get all this together, I'm gonna pull up on him, and I had this idea that I was like, once I get famous, I can fix everything in my life. It was completely untrue, but
there's
that
other
was
problems,
right. And that was my mentality. I was coming home from doing a show. It was 2016. We had the last show in Philly. And I was like, all right, I'm about to turn down the block to just say what's up to him. And I'm looking out of my window, and I see my dad's a big guy, braids and everything. I see this smaller guy with bald head getting out of my dad's car and picking my little sister up. And I don't know who it is, but I'm just staring. Once I realized my dad, I just turned off the block, and I was stuck. I went to a Chinese store, and I just started bawling my eyes out in the parking lot. And I was just thinking damn, it started feeling like that. I guess all the things that I was hearing started to kind of become real, and I started to feel that beginning of the end moment. And we kicked it. I pulled up on him a week or two after that on his birthday. I pulled up on him, and we just cried. I just cried with him for an hour. and I cut everything music related off. I just chilled at his house, kicked it with him, up until he passed. He passed that June. So like from like April to June, I was just like a caretaker. Like anytime he needed to go to the hospital, all these things. I remember one day he just woke up 12 at night, just like, I want to take me to the casino. I got $200. I want to go to the casino.
So y'all went to the casino?
Yeah, no, we didn't go to the casino.
You're like, Dad, calm down.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not. Like, you don't need to go to the. He said, I need to go to the casino. He settled on
probably
Chinese
would have
food.
hit.
Yeah, he might have. He wanted the casino and Chinese food. That was like when he bounced back and forth.
Right.
He settled on the Chinese food that night. So yeah. But yeah, I kicked it with him. Like I until I'm talking about to the very last minute, he passed away holding my hand, and that was like a really.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was like a really, really rough feeling for me. Like I didn't, for a while after that, I ain't like really, honestly, with this whole rollout and just coming back into, all this music stuff, that's really the most I've been in Philly since he passed away. I haven't been able like to really, we shot a music video on my block last year, and that was like the longest time I've spent on my street since he passed. I just like, it would just bring back too many feelings, too many,
Right. Was it hard for you to leave Philly? Because I know you're such a,
Yeah, I mean, nah, it's like, I got a love-hate relationship with it now. Like, I love it. I love the city. I'm always going to love the city. But there's a lot of trauma attached to the city. And so I don't attach my, like, when I was a kid, it was like, I got to be everything Philly. Everything around me got to be Philly. If it ain't, if it ain't this, it ain't that. I'm from the 215, this and that, But it now it's just kind of like Philly is always going to be in me. And I understand that. But I need to move on and experience other things and bring it back to Philly. I can't, like what we say is like, I can't put the city on from the porch. Like I gotta get off the porch. I got to go travel and I got to bring it all back or bring what I got from Philly across the world. Either one or the other, but I can't just sit in Philly all day and do it. So
so now you're on Def Jam.
Yes.
So tell us how that situation happened when it came to figuring out where do I want to sign a deal? Why Def Jam?
Def Jam, Tunji put me in a headlock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. Yeah. A bunch of other labels in the room. He just put me in a headlock, pulled me there. It was honestly, it was just a conversation in person, and that was what was like more. That was the thing that cut through as opposed to every conversation I was having with the labels. Like when Billie Eilish was happening, it was like nonstop phone call after phone call after phone call. But Tunji was the only person that like we flew out and sat down, met, we played music. It wasn't just play me Billie Eilish. It was like, what other things are you working on? We talked about the artist trajectory, the career, like what I actually want to do as a artist, and that was like. That spoke a lot more volumes to me. And then on top of it, he respected me as an artist and respected me as a partner because that was what I really wanted. He was like, I was independent for so long. I was like, if I go to a label, I want to do a partnership.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. And so
you prove what you can do on your own.
Right. Exactly. I wanted to do a partner. That was like I was standing on that. I was like, I want a partnership.
Because I think labels also care a lot about what's happening on social media platforms, especially everybody's trying to crack these TikTok codes.
Right.
And that's something that you
clearly
cracked it. She said, go to it.
But that is important though, right? And people are always like, okay, what's the cheat code to making this happen? And sometimes you try to contrive that and people can see right through it and it doesn't work.
Right. I was before the music thing became a part of it. I was just having conversations with people who were on TikTok and like really successful, millions of followers, and they was like, yo, just take something that you like and zero in on it, and it could be anything. Like me, I like cereal. You know what I'm saying? I went to church. I was like just random things. So it's like they was like make a character out of whatever it is that you zero in on, and it could be the simplest thing. Like if you like shoes, now you become a shoe connoisseur or whatever it is. So I like just me being from Philly. And like I used to write in my journal a lot. Like I started out doing that. I would just do these Dear Journal videos. It was kind of like Moesha. You know what I'm saying? I would write in my journal just like about random stuff. I'm like, Dear Journal, when did girls start riding at Hellcats and smoking Black and Miles? Like it was just random things like that.
You're also funny, so
yeah. No, I mean, thank you first of all, but I was
sweet.
Like right. That was real sweet of you.
Y'all not gonna never let me. Got it. Okay.
No, I was just like, how do I implement personality over anything on this platform? And that was where I started. That was just like putting my personality onto the platform. And once that grew, the Billie Eilish thing just happened, and it was like the page was already active. So Billie Eilish happened, it went up, and how we sustained Billie Eilish was personality. I just kept doing skits, making videos. Like I started doing I started doing therapy, like these therapy videos where I was like a music label therapist or whatever, talking to artists.
They
and I'm
need
just
that.
right. Yo, we for sure need that. So yeah, like but it really just boiled down to personality. I think that's how you kind of crack the code on any platform.
How was Billie Eilish with the song Billie Eilish?
Billie finally reached out to me, and I was like, I said, what took you so long? I was waiting this whole time. Billie, she reached out.
Gotta love it.
Nah, she posted it the other day again. She posted it the other day, and then randomly, I had DM'd her. She ain't DM me back, but she just like, it was like a week or two later, she just liked the message, and I'm like, what made you come back to my DM?
Right,
what you doing over here? But she been cool. We playing a festival together. I want to say in August, so I probably end up meeting her for the first time then. But Billie Eilish, she been real cool. That was a cheat code. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I know.
Jesus,
whoever you want to meet, just write a song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm about to start writing a song about everybody.
Who are some people that you feel like, okay, this is who I really want to? Who else is goated to you?
Like artists or just like people in general?
Both.
I don't know, like you.
Oh, he's
sweet.
so good. That's sweet.
That's sweet.
I bought you some roses.
right.
Nah, I
got
don't
you
know.
some perfume.
See, look how we looking at each other. I'm not entirely sure. Like I've met a lot of people that I really, they kind of just been coming up randomly. I'm like, oh wait, like Kanye West I think that's a really big one that's just been always kind of like an inspiration growing up. So meeting Kanye at some point is on that list. That's definitely on that list. Will Smith is on that list.
Of course, right?
Yeah, that's like these the easy ones. I'm trying to think. I was trying to think of something like real abstract, like
it doesn't have to be.
I don't like a girl. Like we did the NAACP awards, and we were sitting at the table with Megan Good. My man Ross had cold feet. She was on his body, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't handle it. But no, matter of fact, at the NAACP awards, it's this thing, right? It's this thing I got. Like I'm super goofy, so anytime I try to be serious or like sexy or whatever it is,
no one believes it.
No, it's not even no one believes it. I mess up. I do something.
You get nervous?
Not even nervous. It's just like I can't do it. Like I don't know. So I'm at the NAACP awards, and we're about to present. We presenting an award. It's me and Coco Jones.
Yep.
We up there on stage.
She's beautiful.
Absolutely. And I'm up there, so I'm telling her the same thing backstage. I'm like, yo, I can never be serious. And she's like, yo, just please don't mess up. I'm like, I can't. So I get up on stage and I'm announcing an award, and I'm like, the winner of the NAACP awards, and they was like, nah,
not along that.
Yeah. They said, how you missed? I'm like, how I missed the most important letter, and I'm like, nah. They was frying me, Samuel Jackson, like what? Like, it was bad. Man. It was all bad.
That's good. That was a moment that people remember.
Yeah, right. No, they know me. They know me now. They see that kid. He always messing up. I don't know what's up with him.
That's funny.
That's like saying all lives matter. Just, National
Association
Association of Advancement of People.
Yeah, right.
Not even
people.
You forgot to see.
I said they colored. They was colored this whole time. Y'all should have told me.
Now, let me ask you this about the EP,
yes.
right? So proud of you. Is that a message that your grandmother really just happened to leave for you?
My grandmom is like, I wish I could make her act. My grandmom is mean.
She was nice on that message.
No, she's nice.
Proud of you.
She's become over time she's become nicer. But she the one that like when you get in the car at the church, like she just talking about everybody. Nah. My grandma,
they get a pass when it's the grandparents.
Yeah, my grandma just always like she just pop fly whenever she get a chance to. So, with me as it pertains to me, it's always like anything good she has to say, it comes with like the. But so
there's a catch.
Right. So she called. We just finished Jimmy Fallon, and like she was just watching the reruns to the New Year's Eve show, all that. So she calls me, and she hadn't talked to me in a while. She's like, I'm so proud of you. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're doing that. But like, your eyes is just so baggy now. Like, she like your face is sinking in. I think you're losing weight. Have you been eating? Like, I'm like. Grandma, what's up? Like,
are you proud of me?
Right, yeah. So,
but you look a mess.
Yeah. But that's just her personality. I think, like, if I think I get my whole talking thing from her. Like, if I'm ever talking crazy about somebody, it's because of my grandma.
She a straight shooter. It sounds like.
For sure. She mean. She a pit bull.
And how does it feel coming up? Like I said, you have Friday on the album. Proud of Me is a song. How is it for you guys? Just like coming up together from Philly. Mm-hmm. You guys are both in a great space.
Nah, it's really dope. I met Friday at the Meek thing, the 10-year anniversary for, I forgot what it was, but I met Friday there, and we both were just like, at that moment you just see it, like we both like young, so like I think we the same age, like just coming from Philly, just like just a lot of experiences that we both having at the same time. Just it's really just like when you think about it from Philadelphia, it's like, who would have thought?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who would have thought? I just left Abu Dhabi. I'm like, I'm out there with the, in front of a McLaren doing my little dance. And I was like, who would have thought I'd be all the way over here? And like, this like bunch of, they doing security, got holding hands around me. The guys running up, put the money. Like, it's like all these things like, yo, who would have thought this would be us? Like, actually, I put that together. Yeah, no, but it's really been fun to do. It's fun to watch and fun to do.
Now explain rob your ex. Right.
I gotta explain that. Like, I was trying to rob somebody.
We got it. Yeah.
Really do it, because the girl was like, I didn't know you.
Nah, I had the girl I was dealing with. I was walking in on her walking out kind of thing. Like, she was just leaving a relationship, and I was like catching the tail end of like, oh man, he be calling you talking dirty. Like, damn, you want me to holler at you? Like, you want me to do something? You know what I'm saying? So at the time, I was, I was in my bag. I was just writing records. I had wrote that record just because I was really like, man, since I can't do what I want to do, I'm going to say what I want to do, and maybe get to do it. No, but yeah, that record
like,
was
relax.
inspired.
I think a woman that really cares about you will be like, just relax. Like, I don't want you doing
and that's
anything.
What she told me to do. That's what she told me
to jeopardize what you have going on.
I did something to him. I ain't gonna lie. No, I'm like, no. But
I like that song though.
Thank you.
Yeah, because Jasmine wants somebody to.
It's a little toxic. I like it though.
It's just a little. That's what I like. I like just a little bit of toxic. Like,
what do you learn about relationships now, moving forward? Now that you're single in this business.
I think that's actually a good question. I like it's really just patience. I've been really learning a lot of patience and learning that like relationships is like it's a two-person game. Like, you gotta, you kind of gotta do things that balances them out, and they gotta do things that balance you out. But a lot of times I just be like, yo, look, just I be trying not to curate everybody's life. I be trying to like let people do they thing. But yeah, like I had to learn that patience, that obedience, and just kind of like the tolerance of like, oh, you live and you understand, and what's the thing that y'all use that just created like a year ago, love languages. Like,
that was not created a year ago.
That's when he learned about it.
That's a buzzword from like last year. Sometimes
what's your love language?
Yeah, now everybody got a love language. English is my love language. No, but yeah, like I like just understanding other people's love language, and that's I think those are the things.
Because that's the one thing about relationships that don't work. When you get out of it, you should be a better person. You should have learned what you do want, what you don't want.
So my biggest thing was like, for me in a relationship, what I always wanted to give somebody to take away is I never wanted somebody to deal with me. Relationship, like emotional relationship or just like friendships, whatever it is, I think of the highest form of love is camaraderie. So I try to always find a friend in somebody, but at the same time, I want someone to have something to take with them. Like, if it's like, let me invest in this business thing that you got going on. Let me help you elevate your career. Let me help elevate your life in this way. Whatever it is, I try to do that. So it's not like if we split up, you got a little bit of love and some cool pictures or whatever, or some memories. It's like, nah, you have a thing that like, I don't have to be a part of it anymore, but this is something that I helped you with. Whatever it is, like I always want to help people. I think my last relationship, she wanted a lot more of like, I just want the memories and those things, as opposed to like you pouring into my whatever it is that I want to do.
The future.
And so I had to learn that a little bit, like to be like, okay, this isn't as much of a priority as it is to me. But I be just thinking about like, like I'm at this point in my life, and I want everybody to be like the people I care about. I want everybody to be really successful. And what it is that they do.
I think that's great. Set that foundation up.
Yeah, I like because I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I like getting my feet rubbed. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned a lot of new things about myself.
On stage.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to do a search for a new hairstylist for you.
Yes. Who do your hair?
Who does my hair?
Yeah.
Destiny, my friend Destiny. Her name is Hair Weave Murder.
Put me on a Destiny.
She braids, actually. She's amazing at that.
She's a good braider. Yeah.
I bring my own bees. She don't even got to worry about it. Like,
she got the bees for you.
Yeah. Nah, I might have to tap in with Destiny.
Yeah, no, she can take care of
you.
you.
Back in DC.
Oof, yeah, I can't tap in.
That's too far.
But Destiny, sometimes Destiny braids my hair too.
Destiny,
she's good.
You want to stamp Destiny? Like, you give her your.
Yeah, we stamp her.
Okay.
I co-sign that one.
Destiny, if you listening to this, I'm on my way.
Well, thank you so much. And you guys, make sure you pick up the EP. Do you know when the feature-length album, when you want that to come out?
Yeah, it's before the end of the year. Like, we not, there's no shortage of work. There's no stoppage of work. We just like, right after this, right back to the studio. So, we just enjoying our little marathon with like everything that's been going on, celebrating. But it ain't no stoppage of work. Like, we just, we still building it. We already started it, so. Yeah, it ain't gonna be no time.
And with the business mind that you have, I'm sure it's not just music that you're gonna be doing.
No. I just did my first I think my first audition that's like, it went through. I think I'm about to be.
Oh, you think you got it wrong?
Yeah, I think I'm about to be Baby Will Smith and all that.
Get the drinks out. Well, thank you so much, Armani. It was a pleasure to have you. We appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
And congratulations.
Thank you. And thank you. Look at you on the cut looking all beautiful and
Thank
things.
you.
Oh, that's sweet.
That was real sweet of me, right?
That was sweet of you.
Why you ain't
Y'all
tell me
not going to never let me live this sweet thing down, huh?
Way up with Angela Yee.